Hi Vogue, it's Amanda Seyfried and I'm going to show you how I get ready.
I'm going to review her skincare routine and I'm so excited because I am obsessed with the daughter from Mamma Mia, and she has pretty great skin most of the time, but she also does suffer from perioral dermatitis and eczema, which a lot of us do. So I think it's a really nice topic to get into and see what kind of skincare works on super sensitive skin. Let's get into it.
First step, I'm drinking my celery juice. Apparently that's what you do.
So is it what you do? I don't know. Are there significant enough studies to support the claims of celery juice? I'm not very sure. But here's a whole bunch of actual foods that you can consume for great skin. I'm not saying celery juice is bad, but there's a lot of even better foods out there that you can consume for your skin, and I'm going to put them out here.
You might be thinking, what's that on her face? That's my eczema, and I too suffer from perioral dermatitis. I'm gonna wash my face with something that I've been using forever.
So I looked up what soap she's using. Now her soap is actually made of a bunch of Korean and Chinese herbal ingredients. I have a few issues with that. A lot of bar soaps are very high, very alkaline in pH, which can be far too alkaline for your skin's natural pH. So we don't really normally recommend bar soaps for people with extremely sensitive skin. I would honestly recommend a Cetaphil or a CeraVe or a moist cleansing lotion, a basic super mild cleansing lotion for people with eczema or perioral dermatitis, somebody with that sensitive a skin type. One more problem I have here is all of these herbal ingredients. If it works for her, I'm happy for her that it actually does work for her. But if you have a lot of herbal ingredients, the tendency for skin irritation, skin inflammation can be much, much higher. So I wouldn't really recommend a bar soap for your skin.
When I was 19, I started developing the rash, and I learned about a lot of medicated products. I learned a lot about just products in general from my dermatologist at the time.
That was a great idea because you need a dermat to help you with this. This happens a lot. Right after you wash your face, any eczema, any skin irritation actually gets much, much worse, as has happened to her.
I can go out in public. It's funny how eczema makes you feel. So 2 years ago, I had another flare-up and I cut out dairy. Oh boy, it was hard. Bye-bye cappuccinos, black coffee all the way. You know, I can't wake up and not have coffee, so I also have coffee here. This, don't worry, I'm using this medicated cream for this little cutie mustache. Now, I'm gonna use...
You cannot cure massive skin inflammation and skin dermatological conditions through just OTC skincare. So it's a great idea that she's using a medicated cream. Kudos to her for that.
Toner, tonique, comfort, confort. It's French. I'll never be able to say it right. I'm gonna put a little bit in my hands.
So the toner she's talking about here is a hydrating toner. So it's not technically a toner, which actually cuts down on your oil production, which I would not recommend for somebody with sensitive skin again. But a hyaluronic acid based toner is a great idea to use. The only thing I feel here that is she should have used her hyaluronic acid and her serums before using her medicated creams, because then the hyaluronic acid is really not going to help the inflamed area. So might as well use that first and then apply the medicated creams over her perioral dermatitis after that.
I've noticed it is a little better after kids. I eat better than I ever have. I mean, the celery juice must be doing something, right?
The Versine serum I looked up again. This is not a product available in India, but this basically contains azelaic acid and niacinamide with a little bit of vitamin C. Now, vitamin C, again, I wouldn't have recommended in somebody with such inflamed skin, but the azelaic acid and the niacinamide are great picks for somebody with perioral dermatitis, with even say acne, with any kind of skin irritation, with post-acne pigmentation. Great picks, and it's a great, great product. Again, I'm giving you some alternatives here.
And all of this does go over the medicine because the medicine penetrates first.
Not true. As I said, not true. The medicine should go after the serums. That is how it would actually, all of it would come together better, but it's really not that big of a deal. I'm just picking hairs.
I've just always really been into this boosted contouring eye balm. I learned about how important specifically eye cream is for under our eyes. It's just such thin skin and you just got to take care of your eyes. So even in the morning, I use the eye cream.
Okay, now eye creams, a lot of eye creams cannot be used in the morning because they contain ingredients like retinol, which will actually just make it super photosensitive in the morning or just get inactivated in the morning. So the one she's using, again, I looked up, it contains a whole lot of butters and oils and just hydrating ingredients, honestly. So yes, she can use that in the morning, but a lot of other eye creams that you might be using would contain a retinol, so you should not be using that in the morning. I've given some recommendations of eye creams. So if you have more of pigmented dark circles, this guy here would do a great job. If you have more of puffiness, fine lines, and more of a texture under your eyes, this guy here would do a much better job. If you want some hydration and you want some depigmentation as well, this guy here, iGel, has an AM as well as a PM cream. The AM cream works really well to hydrate your under eyes, so your makeup sits better and you don't end up looking like you're very creasy, cracked under eye skin. And the PM one really works to depigment, but it's a little strong, so put just one little drop of it per under eye and use it after moisturizer. Make sure it doesn't enter your eye. So these are some nice options for under eye creams, which are far cheaper than the one she's using.
And then of course, you cannot forget SPF, the Lancome Renergy Peptide Cream. But SPF is really important. And
absolutely, SPF is super important. Now the deal is that the one she's using has an SPF of 25, which is okay. We normally recommend an SPF of 30 or more, but if she's reapplying it throughout the day a good number of times, then we're good. Otherwise, SPF of 25 is a little not really that adequate. In fact, most sunscreens out there that you can find commercially have an SPF of 50. And you also need to look at the PA rating, which is the protection against UVA light, which is what we are more prone to. UVA light causes more of pigmentation, more of aging, which is what we are more concerned with. So do look at that as well.
We know that now more than ever.
Okay, so most of this now is her makeup, and I'm sure she knows how to do makeup better than what I know how to do makeup. But I'm so glad that she's done her skincare first, because it's so important to have a good healthy barrier and a good base for your makeup before you do makeup. And that's something huge. Even when she has a massive condition like perioral dermatitis, a lot of people would be scared to do makeup. But let me tell you, you actually can do your makeup. You just need to do your skincare first. That's super important. Look at her skin. Would you even believe she has perioral dermatitis? This is just, it's amazing. And I'm just so impressed with how good her makeup has turned out because of the quality of her skincare. I'm so happy.
Good hair, I'm gonna admit it. I know I have good hair. But with good hair comes eczema. You know, it's gotta balance out the scales.
Oh, Amanda, I loved your skincare routine. Most of it is absolutely on point. I did have to give some over smart comments here and there, but that's, I think, just part of my job. Did you guys like the format of this video? This is the first time I've actually reviewed a celebrity skincare routine, but I think I had pretty good fun doing it. I love being a smart ass know-it-all. And let me know who else's skincare routine you'd like me to review next. Let me know in the comments. See you.